Hi guys, it's Hani here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm gonna show you how to make this cake roll, perfect for Oscars night or a movie night. Let's get started. First, we have to make the film strip. To make this, I decided to use a paper template. If you plan on making this cake roll more than once, I would suggest that you use a plastic sheet to make the template, because paper does get ruined in the process. So I'm taping my parchment paper and also the template on top of the parchment paper. Here I'm using a pattern batter. I've used this batter in all my cake roll videos. You can find a recipe posted down below in the description box. Make sure that you don't apply a really thin layer. You want it to be thick enough so it doesn't peel off once you bake the cake roll. To make the little windows that go along the sides, I'm using a piping tip. If you feel like cutting out all those little squares, go ahead and make it part of your template. I didn't feel like doing that, so that's why I'm piping it. And I'm also using same pattern batter that I used before. Now we have to chill this for about 20 minutes. Once firm, you can color remaining batter with black food coloring and then pipe long strips covering the white lines that you made earlier, and also cover up the gaps, and then take a small spatula and smooth it out. To make the cake batter, I'm using bananas. You're gonna use egg yolks that you have left over from the pattern batter, eggs, granulated sugar, all-purpose flour. You're also going to need some baking powder, baking soda, and salt. And of course vanilla extract. First I'm going to beat egg whites with a pinch of salt until foamy, and then gradually add about half of the granulated sugar. Now you can see I have stiff peaks formed, so it's done. And now I'm going to beat the egg yolks with remaining sugar until pale in color. Add a splash of vanilla extract. You're gonna have to mash 2 bananas and then add them to the egg yolk mixture. I'm also adding a little bit of yellow food coloring to the egg yolk mixture. Now sift the flour and dry ingredients. And now I'm going to fold the flour, alternating with meringue into my egg yolk mixture. Spray the edges with non-stick spray. Take out the film strip pattern from the freezer and then spread the cake batter on the top. We're gonna bake this for about 10 to 15 minutes. Now take a small spatula and release the edges and invert the whole cake onto a wax paper dusted with powdered sugar. Peel off the parchment paper. When making a cake roll, you have to work with it while it's still hot so you are able to roll it, and make sure that the pattern is facing your work surface when you are rolling it. I'm gonna dust the cake roll with a little bit of powdered sugar and then put another sheet of wax paper on the top. While still hot, roll the cake. Let the cake roll cool completely before filling. I also like to wrap it in a clean kitchen towel. To prepare the filling, you're gonna need cream cheese, creamy peanut butter, powdered sugar, butter, vanilla extract, and this is optional. You can also add some heavy cream if you find the frosting to be too thick. Now cream the cream cheese, then add butter and cream until smooth, or beat until smooth. Then gradually add powdered sugar. You can now also add peanut butter. Don't forget to add splash of vanilla extract. Now once your cake roll has cooled, you can unroll it. There was a little tear there, but because the pattern was there on the other side, it didn't really tear all the way, so I was very lucky this time. And all you have to do is spread the filling and then roll it again. Before I decorate the cake roll, I also like to chill it again for several hours at least. So you're gonna wrap it in a plastic wrap and stick it into a refrigerator. Now to make the decorations, I'm using fondant. I'm gonna show you here how to make a film roll. Now to make the strip of film, I'm going to roll black fondant. You're gonna have to brush the fondant with a little bit of water so it sticks together. And this is what it's gonna look like once finished. I'm gonna let these dry overnight and then we'll put them together. Use a little bit of royal icing for glue. To remove any cornstarch, you can also steam these for a couple seconds and it dissolves the cornstarch. Now we're gonna make a movie clapper. So I'm gonna use a square cutter and then make a small slit at the very top, and then you can open it up, and then use white fondant strips to finish the clapper. Add a little bit of water to your fondant so it sticks together. I'm gonna let it dry overnight, and then using food only paintbrush and food coloring you can write on the clapper. Now I'm gonna make a popcorn bucket. So to make the bucket, I'm gonna shape it over a small bottle of glycerin that I wrapped in plastic wrap, and I put some cornstarch on top. Using a little bit of water, glue red fondant strips onto the white. Trim off the excess from both sides. Roll out a thin snake of red fondant and stick it on the top. Trim the ends, and you're gonna have to let this dry overnight. Once dried, we can make the bottom, and then using a little bit of water you can glue it on there and let it dry. So you can see we have a half of a bucket. To make the popcorn, I'm going to make a marbled fondant using some ivory and white fondant, and then you're gonna have to make these little balls, or they don't have to be perfect balls. Just smooth out these into balls or egg shapes, whatever they look like, it will be fine. And then roll out a thin layer of fondant using a small tiny little flower cutter. Cut out flowers. Dab a little water on your egg shapes or ball shapes and then press the flower in. Kind of shape it so it's not a perfect flower. It's okay if it's misshaped. You can also add 2. We have to let this dry overnight as well. Once dried, take some ivory food coloring, a little bit of vodka or water, and paint the center of the flower. Now we are ready to fill the bucket with popcorn. I'm using stiff royal icing to stick this in. To get into the Oscars, you're gonna need a ticket. So I'm gonna make one because I am going to the Oscars. Anyway, so I loaded my impression set track with Oscars, and the second one is night. So you're just gonna press that in, and then you have to let it dry and then paint the edges with some gold edible paint. And now it's time to put the cake roll together. So using royal icing for the glue, first you can stick the popcorn on there, and then we're gonna have to fill in underneath with more popcorn. Use royal icing for the glue. Now you can glue the film roll and also the clapper. Don't forget the ticket and a star. And that's how I made this cake roll. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.